Yeah, so finally I moved the chickens out of the dahlia patch. They have made a royal mess in there. They have dug a ton. So if there was any baby cutworm going to hibernate in there over the winter, I can't see how they'd still be there. The chickens have dug up a lot in that bed. And it was super aggravating cutting around them the last couple of weeks. They are just always underfoot. They were like pecking me. If they could get to my hands when I was reaching down, they were pecking away. So it took me longer to walk around and cut. So yeah, not that I'm doing much more cutting over there, but I do want to start labeling and start digging them up, and I don't want to deal with the chickens anymore in that dahlia patch. So they can hang out over here. I'm kind of curious what they're going to do. I have 2 rows of freshly seeded, well, it's been growing for a month, I think, of cover crops, so it's a mix of things. I'm curious whether they'll hang out in there, eat any of it, dig in there. So it's a good experiment. Otherwise, yeah, I don't care what they do in here. This was an area where there was a lot of cutworm the last 2 springs. So if they can find any that might, any larvae in the soil, I hope they do. And then I'll add some more nematodes yet next week. I think the temperature is supposed to warm up. Yeah, I'm glad that is done. Okay, I know there's a few jobs that I say are not my favorite, but cleaning up the dahlia field is at the top of the list, I think. The weather gets cooler in the fall. We did get some rain on the weekend, so it's damp. I'm just cold. I'm cold. Probably in the spring I'd be like, this is amazing weather. It's so nice. But no, I'm cold. And I would like to just postpone this till a warmer day, but I procrastinated with this job. My dahlias aren't properly labeled, and which they're forecasting tonight, I could get 0 or -1. So if they freeze, it'll be a lot harder for me to tell what is what out here. And so this one side of the row and the back there are all like my trial dahlias where I only have like 3, 5, 10, sometimes even just 1 tuber of a kind. So I just need to make sure that they are properly labeled so that when I go to dig them up, I know what they are. I haven't decided whether I'm going to keep them all. I think I'm just going to plant them again next year because it was kind of a crappy dahlia year and I haven't really given them a good assessment of whether I like them. And I don't know what these two dogs are doing. They have been, they're on the scent of something for like an hour and a half now. And they're gonna be exhausted later, but they have been running and running, trying to find something. I don't know what it is, but anyways, the weather's supposed to warm up. So if I can get everything labeled, I have been able to actually still cut dahlias. The frost damaged the leaves, but not the blooms, the buds. So they're opening up and they're actually looking good. So I've sent out, a few buckets of dahlias for a few designers. So that is great. So it's good. They'll die tonight probably. And then the weather's supposed to warm up and then we'll really get to cleaning up this patch. Okay, I guess this is another job I don't really like. My forearms are jiggly. This is only like 80 plants of my, I think I have about 1,000. I haven't counted it in a while. So anyways, this is just the tip of the iceberg, but these are by far my biggest peony plants. I really want them down because I need to clean up the leaves because they have fungus on them called botrytis, which will live on the dead leaves and then affect the plants next spring. So I want them cut back and then I want to clean up all these leaves so they're not around the base of the plant. Ideally, you're going to burn the leaves. And the second thing is I really want to add some compost this winter or spring or fall, whenever I find the time. So it's easier if the leaves are gone and then I can give every peony a scoop or two. I think there's got to be a better way to chop your peonies down. I think part of the problem is that I planted my peonies in fabric, and there's different ways to plant peonies, but I know I did that years and years ago. Maybe some year I'll change it, but at this point, this is what I'm dealing with. And the hedge trimmer it is. Not my favorite job. I don't know if you can tell, but there is it's like the calmest night tonight. But calm nights mean temperatures drop, no wind, hardly any clouds in the sky. So they're calling for like 0 to maybe -1 tonight. So that really is the end of the dahlias. They did quite well through the 2 frosts we had last week, and I managed to get quite a few stems. But yeah, what's behind me is mainly damaged, or they're too far open, or they're just not good stem length. So I'm just trying to take in the last of this season because winter will be coming. The days will be shorter. And there is something very wonderful about being in a dahlia patch that's full of blooms. So this has definitely been a bit of a slower week for me. I think I spent the beginning of the week recuperating from all the work from last week. We had a few Thanksgiving dinners on the weekend. And I did go away yesterday with my son on a school trip, which was, that's all the benefits of not having the rhythm of market and all that work that has to be done. So it was a good week. I also, I feel like I spent a bit of time trying to find blooms for some orders, which I was totally able to do. It just is more time consuming to search for specific colors when normally I clear the field and then sort through the orders based on what I get off the field. It's just more efficient when I'm in the rhythm. So obviously I'm not in the rhythm this week, but I'm still very thankful to send out some orders. But yeah, look now what's behind me. We went from the night before when I was trying to enjoy the last of the blooms to that was a really hard freeze frost, and now everything is black and dead out here. So no more orders going out this year, which allows me just now to focus on like one thing at a time, just to really knock off some of my fall cleanup, which, if you can also notice, the weather is gorgeous. It is so beautiful out here right now. No wind. I'm gonna have to start taking off some of my jackets and sweatshirts because it's not that cold. So I am going to work super hard today. I'm setting a goal for myself to see if I can get this all cut back and as much as possible cleaned up so that next week we can start I love how I say we, so I can start taking up the dahlias. So that's the plan. That's how I want to end my week. So yeah, I just want to thank you again for hanging out with me. I know this isn't as beautiful. These jobs aren't as beautiful as when we're cutting lots of blooms and making market things, but this is what I do when market is over, and what I'll be doing for the next couple of weeks as we try to clean up the farm in preparation for winter. So yeah, so thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you again next time.